Alright people, I got a detailed video plan for AAPL, so listen to all the facts I'm going to explain in this video. So Apple, in my opinion, set up the test 148 to 152, before earnings. And the July 21 145 calls could be used. I will explain some key facts only inside the video, so make sure you pay attention. I will be explaining some facts also based on what happened on July the 3rd. So this is what I want to talk about too. Okay, so listen. On July the 3rd, this was trying to break out, but it felt there was just no power, there was no volume, no action, which is a good thing actually. And the interesting thing is this on my original plan I talked about if it tried, it tried to confirm, but it would hold that it needed to hold support at 143 and a half to 143, and lo and behold, look where we closed, 143 and a half. Now, so that's in key. So we know that there's some sort of support at 143 to 143 and a half. So let's talk about this new entry point now and some other reasons to get into it in different ways to understand that this isn't going to be it may not be a smooth move, but it's the kind of stock that can just pop one day even though if it's going against us temporarily. So anyways, Apple support is 142. So keep that number in mind. So if we're entering, basically 142 is a support that the stock does not want to go below. It's powerful at that area. But notice on Friday we held above 143 to 143 and a half, and look where we closed. And I talked about those support levels. Isn't it amazing where we closed? Again, confirmation is key. So there's going to be a few ways to enter. So let's talk about this. Apple support is 142. So keep that in mind. And people could enter support if they want near that. But I'm talking about the breakout point here. So Apple needs to break above 144.25 on some good action volume. And good action volume is 3 million on a 10-minute chart. So if we smash through that 144.25, there's some good volume. You may want to take an entry right there because we're really near support. Again, if we don't see the volume, then you might want to watch for basing above 144.25. And see how we play with support above 144.25 and look for power through 145 and a half. 145 to 145 and a half. So there's going to be several ranges. If you're looking for the power, we want the volume. If we don't get the volume, we want basing above 144.25, and then we're going to want to look for power towards 145 to even 145 and a half. Right now, even as it stands, at 145 and a half, cracking out as a sweet spot. But we might be able to confirm earlier. Have to hold this a bit, and then this stock is going to do a surprise. It could, they could do sometimes they do some gap moves, very quick moves right in the morning where you have to pay higher. And an interesting thing I want to make is I'm going to talk about the July 145 call now, and they're at a sweet spot too. So let's talk about this, okay? Because that's where there's a higher probability to make money no matter what. All right, so here we are at the Yahoo Finance, and Apple closed at 143.50 on July 3rd, right at one of the supports I mentioned on my previous plan that Apple failed to confirm. So let's see if we can confirm this plan. But now we have a lot of great information here, okay, people? So let me explain you another thing that I like. So you see these 145 calls. When Apple attempted to confirm, they actually almost traded at 270. So I figured there are going to be a few. The most on confirmation one might have to pay would be about 2.50, okay, that I think the most. And you notice again we can get better than that, 2.2, 2.3, 2.5, but easily that range between the 2.0 to 2.5, which is $250 per contract per 100 shares, so one option if you get it at 2.50, right? But look at this. Look at the contracts. This is again shortened day. Open interest is very high. Of course, the 150 is doing very well as well. Look at that, 70,000. Lots of open interest in the higher end areas. So there's a definite expectation for higher prices for Apple. And then there's a reversal pattern in play on the charts. But you see, here's what I'm getting at. The 145 calls, right? these are going to be less expensive now to get into. And if we can't confirm, and if it takes a little longer, if they happen to pull back Apple a little lower, it's going to make things easier, right? But you need a plan of action. That's why I'm making an update, because there's a couple of ways we can enter, like I explained in the video. So make sure you listen to this video. There's a lot of detail, because I believe that Apple's at a key pivotal point in that 142 to 145 area, and there will be an entry within that range. And this is the sweet spot options. They cost something, but you know what? There's a lot to gain if Apple pops to 148 to even 150. A lot to gain in a short period of time for very low risk, because the stock has been compressed a lot to the downside. All right, people, welcome to Power Target Trades, the place where I post great plans. I make a lot of great plans. My JPM plan that I posted as the market was going down, both the SPYs and the Qs, I think it was June 27th, right? On June 27th, I posted a JPM plan, and it hit 300% gains in 2 to 3 days. See this review video? You can check that out. I'm going to post why the Qs will bounce. Well, a beautiful thing about the Qs and why the market, why Apple will bounce is too, is that the Qs went down on July the 3rd. And that's what pulled Apple back. And again, the beautiful thing about that is I made a comment how that's made things easier. It's made it easier, cheaper, and we have more of a basing towards the downside and support towards the downside out of the way. So it's now about waiting for confirmation, getting a good option price as best as possible. It could be for July the 5th, right? We'll see. That's why we have a detailed plan here in place to try to make some great gains in Apple. And the Qs could bounce too. We might start weak, and then you should check out that what I talk about the Qs over here, because that is what I'm thinking why Apple will want to bounce. If Apple starts to bounce or shows some strength, this can help the Qs as well. And of course, if the Qs decide to bounce, that's going to help Apple as well, right? So watching the Qs is going to be something to look for as well. Now, at the end of the video, this is a great place to subscribe to. At the end of the video, see the Standard Power Trigger Trade. It's going to appear here in a circle format. Simply click on it. It's going to give you an easy way to subscribe. There you have it, people. A great special update for Apple. Make sure you listen to all the facts that I explained. It's a lot of great details. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Thanks, and to the site. Thanks for listening. Like the video.